What is energy consumed by the resistor, right? Resistor is a lossy component which consume energy in the form of heat, right? So energy across resistor is nothing but the equal integration of power with respect to time. So when you solve it, you will get replace this power in terms of voltage and current of a resistor into dt, and when you solve it, you will get integration of I of t whole square into r dt. So I simply replace the value of resistor voltage in terms of current and resistor. Okay, when you replace it, the current, the net is current square into r. So this is when the uh, time variant or time parameter is given in the circuit. But if excitation excitation is time invariant, right? Excitation with time invariant, then in that case, what is energy consumed by the resistor is nothing but v square by r into time, t joule. So when the excitation is invariant with respect to time, then the what is the energy consumed by the resistor is the power consumed by the resistor into time in which the resistor is taken, मीन्स जितने समय के लिए वो रजिस्टर सर्किट में अवेलेबल रहेगा उतना ही वो एनर्जी कंज्यूम करेगा विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दैट टाइम. So and this energy is observed by in the form of heat. रजिस्टर हीट के फॉर्म में एनर्जी कंज्यूम करता है. Similarly, when you find out when you find the energy used by the inductance, now I already say inductance is a storage element, right? So it store energy in the form of electromagnetic form. Store store energy in electromagnetic form, electromagnetic form, right? So here, when you see the formula, the same basic formula is same for all. Now when you replace this power in terms of inductance and current, so you will get I of t di by dit by dt into time. So this is given in terms of joule. So now this dt get cancel out, and when you solve this, you will get inductor energy stored by inductor in the form of electromagnetic form. But similarly, when if excitation is time invariant, right? Excitation is time invariant, then el energy consumed by inductor is equal to integration of li di by dt into t. So this time vector is cancel out and simple. When you solve it, l is a constant term, right? And I integration of I is I square by 2. So this that much amount of energy is stored by the inductor in terms of joule, right? Similarly, when you see now, there are one more thing. Energy stored by the inductor is Li by 2, right? You can also return this. sorry, Li square. See, integration of I is I square by 2. So here Li square by 2. You can also replace this in terms of psi. Psi means flux linkage. In terms of flux linkage, it is denoted by phi. Is this psi? Psi is into I, means here psi is equal to Li. Okay, I will explain this in your magnetic circuit. When we see the magnetic circuit, I will clear this concept in there. So, so this is of one formula. You can use this formula in while solving your numericals. And similarly, capacitor is stored energy in the form of store energy in electrostatic form. Electrostatic form. Now here it is defined as EC, which is equal to half CV square. See, this is a direct conclusion. You can find out with. Okay, let me explain here. So EC, how to find out the EC? Similar way, integration of power across capacitor into dt. When you replace this PC, you will get C v of t into dv of t by dt into dt in terms of joule. Now, similarly, when the excitation is time invariant, what do you mean by excitation in any circuit? See, this voltage in terms of sine wave, right? Voltage and current. Sine wave means when you see the equation of sine wave in terms, the equation just like Vm sine omega t. So, if I say the excitation is time variant, so that term is invariant with time. Okay, so that's why uh, I will take here if excitation excitation is time invariant, then E of C is equal to integration of CV dV by dt into dt. So this dt term is cancel out, and you will get when you solve this integration in terms of derivative of this dv term, you will get half CV square, because v integration of v dv is equal to v square by 2, right? V square by 2. Similar way, similar, this ec term is this also replace in terms of their charge. In in my in when I explain you capacitor, I will show the charge formula. C is equal to q is equal to cv, right? So replace that value here, so you will get half qv, right? Because q is equal to cv, so replace that c value here, q by v, in this equation, so you will get this. So this is a basic formula, formula of energy. Now we will see some basics law which is very useful, right, in your whole this course. So that is, first is Kirchhoff law. Let's see here. Kirchhoff's law. Kirchhoff has two law. First is Kirchhoff current law. First law is KCL, Kirchhoff current law, right? It is also called as Kirchhoff node law. This is node, this is current, and this is Kirchhoff, right? Now, second law is based on Kirchhoff voltage law. Kirchhoff voltage, Kirchhoff voltage law. Now see, Each law one by one. See, first KCL, Kirchhoff current law. Now this law is work on the basis of law of conservation of charges. Work on the base or based on law of conservation of charges. Now, what do you mean by conservation of charges? See, in any circuit, there are a circuit is made up of node, right? If there are one node, right, and number of current is entering in that node, number of current is entering in that node. Okay, for then, or you can say that this is a one node which is associate some circuit. So number of entering node is equal to the number of leaving node. Okay, so this circuit, some of cases, this circuit is so see, this is entering current, this is leaving current, right? Current. So there are some circuit. If one node has a entering current and uh, the which is equal to the leaving current of that node. If I say this is I1, this is I2, this is I3, right? And so these all are entering in that in this node, means N1 node. So which is equal to this. Suppose this current is I. So, how to calculate that I? What is Kirchhoff current law is state that the sum of entering current is equal to the sum of leaving current. That is called as a law of conservation of charges. Means none of current is getting lost. Whatever you give the input, you will get the output, right? So similarly, I1 plus I2 plus I3 you will get as a I. Okay, in sum of numericals, so I here is this is output of that node. In sum of numericals, if any circuitry is given to you but one node current is known to you, but this node is associated with the circuit. When the circuitry is there are some circuitry, and you don't know what amount of current is flowing in that circuit, but you know that the output of this node, the all current flowing in that circuit is leaving with this node, right? So you can say that this whatever the current entering in that node is equal to the entering leaving out from this node, because none of external element is connected to this circuit by which the current is flowing in other circuit. I hope you are understanding this point. See, see there are one node, जो भी करंट इस पे एंटरिंग करता है, राइट, उतना ही करंट इस सर्किट इस नोड से बाहर जाता है। बट ऐसा ही कोई भी अगर सर्किट बिटवीन दो नोड के बीच में प्रेजेंट हो, बट देर आर नो एनी एक्सटर्नल करंट इज कमिंग इन दैट सर्किट और लिविंग फ्रॉम दैट सर्किट, अगर कोई ऐसा कोई एलिमेंट प्रेजेंट ना हो, प्लस तुम्हारा लास्ट में इस सर्किट का कोई सेकेंड नोड हो, वहां से नंबर ऑफ करंट अगर लिविंग कर रहे हैं, सो मैं ये ऐसा कह सकता हूँ कि ये जो करंट है वो इक्वल टू होंगे इस करंट से। मीन्स सपोज दिस इज I4, I5 एंड I6, so I can also say that this I is equal to I4 plus I5 plus I6, right? And also say that this is I1 plus I2 plus I3, which is equal to I4 plus I5 plus I6. ओके, सो आपकी आपको मैं ऐसे भी न्यूमेरिकल्स शो करूंगा कि जहां पे आपको डायरेक्टली बीच के सर्किट से कोई लेना देना नहीं रहेगा। अगर आपको क्वेश्चन में कुछ पर्टिकुलर करंट फाइंड आउट करने को कहा जाएगा, तो आपको जैसे एक पर्टिकुलर नोड का करंट आपको फाइंड आउट है, फिर उसके बीच में कुछ सर्किटरी रहेंगी और यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट द सम अदर ब्रांच करंट विच इज इन सीरीज फॉर दैट नोड, राइट। सो वहाँ पे आपको और अच्छे से क्लियर हो जाएगा। आई होप जितना मैंने अभी बताया आपको पॉइंट वो क्लियर है। क्रिस्टॉफ करंट लॉ क्या है? व्हाट एवर द समेशन ऑफ, you can also say that summation of current at any node is equal to zero, right? Because sum of this this is this is entering node, entering current, and this is leaving current. If you find out the sum of total current, so take it this current to this side, so equal to zero, right? I hope KCL is clear to you. Yes, anyone answer please? क्या आपको KCL क्लियर है?
Yes, sir.
So I will proceed the KVL side. Now one more thing is uh, how to find out the current. See, for resistance you can use as current as V by R, right, by Ohm's law. For voltage, for inductor for it is defined as L. Current is nothing but 1 by L integration of V dt, right. And for capacitor 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 current is equal to C dV by dt. ये मैंने आपको पहले ही क्लियर किया था आपके प्रीवियस क्लास में। According to Ohm's law, you can define the current across that element in terms of this. So now second thing is, see, one example here we will take this, depend on this KCL. See, there are some current source is given to you, and these elements are connected in parallel, and current flowing for resistance is IR, inductor is IL, and capacitor is IC, and total current is I of t, which is given here, right. So when you see the KCL, when you apply the KCL, so see, this is a common node because no other electrical element is connected between this node. So this is a one common node, and this is other common node, right. So what is a summation of current in that node is, apply KCL here. KCL is, see, uh, take as a reference, take one reference, or you can take as a summation of entering current in that node, take it as negative, and summation of leaving current, take it as positive. Or you can also say that, see, entering current is I of t, which is equal to outgoing current, right. So this is entering current, and what is leaving current is IR plus IL plus IC, right. So replace this current. Now this is all three element are in parallel, so voltage across all these element are equal, right. So replace in terms of voltage, so V by R plus voltage across inductor is, uh, in terms of, when I replace this current in terms of voltage, then V by R is a current across resistance, right. And similarly current across inductor is, voltage is same, so that's why 1 by L integration of V dt. Similarly, when you find out the current through capacitor is C dV by dt. Now these voltage are same because uh, both three elements are connected in parallel. But this for a inductor and capacitor, it depends on time factor. So that's why this expression is given in terms of integration and derivation. Okay. Now one thing is that one thing is that note, in dc circuit in dc circuit, uh, inductor inductor element taken as short circuit, right? Short circuit. And capacitor taken as open circuit. This is short circuit, and this is open circuit. Now this is depend on the frequency component. This is a frequency dependent dependent component component. So in inductor, if I say the reactance, so it is defined as xl, and xl is equal to j omega l. Xl is equal to omega l. So omega is a frequency component, and if we see omega in terms of frequency is 2 pi f. It is defined as omega is 2 pi f, and so xl is directly proportional to frequency. But in dc circuit, frequency is not present. So when I put frequency is 0, so xl is equal to 0. So when xl is 0 means you are short circuiting between two nodes, right? So that's why we consider inductor as a short circuit. Similarly, when you see capacitor defined as a xc, and which is equal to 1 upon omega c. This expression I will explain in ac circuit or magnetic circuit, so you don't worry about that. So xc is 1 upon omega c. Similarly, same concept, if I put the frequency term as a 0, so xc get increases and it goes to infinite side, right? So xc get infinite. So what is a net? So that's why this is a infinite. So current can't flow from that, means I is equal to 0. If current is 0, then the circuit is open circuit. So this is open circuit, right? So that's why we will take as, when any inductor is given in a dc source, so it takes as a short circuit, and the capacitor is, if capacitor is given in that circuit, then treated as open circuit. So I hope this also is clear to you. Now, uh, yes. Now we will see the second law of Kirchhoff's second law, that is KVL. Second law, right? That is KVL. So in that case, it is based on law of conservation of energy. Now see, in KCL, the summation of I node equal to 0. Similar here, summation of V voltage at any mesh is equal to 0. Now see, I already explained what do you mean by mesh, right? Mesh I already clear in my previous lecture. So mesh is a circuit which has a no further closed path in it, right? So there are one circuit. Let's take one example. So this voltage is also defined in terms of their current for resistance, inductance, inductor and capacitor is, see here, right? So V is equal to IR, and V voltage across inductor is V is equal to L di by dt, right? And C, across capacitor is dv by dt is equal to ic. When you integrate both sides, you will get 1 by c integration of I dt. So this is a voltage across these three element. So sum of this all element in sum of all voltage in a mesh is equal to 0. Let's example take it. This example, suppose this is a voltage source is connected in series with inductor, sorry, resistor, inductor and capacitor, right? So uh, so there are, this is a loop, right? There are only one loop and one mesh are present in that circuit or network. So this is one loop. So what do you mean by kvl, Kirchhoff voltage law or Kirchhoff mesh law? Summation of that all voltages are equal to 0. So see, this is a current start flowing from positive terminal to negative terminal, higher potential to lower potential, concept of current, right? Current flowing from higher potential to lower potential. Now when you apply kvl, you keep these steps in your mind. Let assume direction of current, but most preferably assume the direction from higher potential to lower potential. See, if your assumption goes wrong, then you will get the value in terms of negative, right? So don't worry about that. When you get the value in terms of negative, in last stage, you can change your direction. So from the value from which you will get negative, change that direction for the current, so you will correct that assumption. Okay. So but you always take as a direction of current from higher potential to lower potential, which is right. Okay, right assumption. So in that, current start flowing in this direction. Now current start flowing in this direction, assume the potential, right? Potential across that element, branch element. So current start flowing from them. So take it as positive, which is entering. Assume entering node is a positive and leaving node for negative. So current in this current is in series. So for this element, this is entering node and this is leaving a node. For this element, this is entering node and this is leaving node, right? So according to the KCL, according to KCL, sorry, KVL, the summation of uh, voltages in this loop is equal to zero. So voltages, this is already defined in terms of voltage. So while applying this law, take one sign. If I take this negative sign from this voltage, so all element first sign will be considered with their loop direction. मीन्स सपोज अगर मैंने ये डायरेक्शन में, करंट की डायरेक्शन में अगर मैंने लूप अप्लाई किया और मैंने इस वोल्टेज का अगर पहला जो भी साइन है वो कंसीडर किया, तो मैंने सभी ही एलिमेंट के जो फर्स्ट साइन है उसे कंसीडर करना पड़ेगा. फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ आई अप्लाई KVL in this direction, right? If I apply KVL in this direction, then I treat first terminal as a my sign. This I treated first sign as a in our KVL. So minus V of t. Now this first sign is positive, right? Plus, and the current is flowing from this loop is I. So IR, take as IR. This plus sign from this circuit element, right? Now second element is inductor. So this inductor first sign is positive. So right, positive sign here. And current, what is the voltage across this inductor? Is voltage is L di by dt, right? because this is a time variant. This is not a DC circuit, this is a AC circuit. Now third element is capacitor. And what is the first sign of capacitor here? Is positive. So take it as positive. Plus what is the voltage across capacitor is 1 by C integration of I dt, and which is equal to 0. When solve this minus v of t, take it out from that side. So you will get v of t is equal to IR plus L di by dt plus 1 by C integration of I dt. Okay. So I hope this equation is clear to you. ये इक्वेशन आपको समझ में आया? So are you able to apply KVL and KCL for some circuits which I given here? Try to apply this concept in this question. See, this is 7 volt and this is 2 ohm resistance is given to you. This is 3 ohm. This is open circuit here. Try to apply this concept here and find out the equations. This is one circuit. Find out the KVL equation here. KVL equation. And what do you mean by voltage across this Vx? Find find Vx. So this is question. Try this question. Second question is you have to find potential. You have to find this E V1 and V2 for this circuit. This is 0 volt. Okay, this is 2 volt. This is 8 volt, and this is E. And this is 6 volt, and this is 4 volt. And this terminal has a 12 volt, and this is V2. Okay, so find out the value of this this E, this V1 and V2. So let's try this question till I take some more concept. See the question, write in your copy and try it.
Or what is the value of resistance above 5 ampere in the above question?
Yes, this is 1 ohm. Okay. Now, now see the series and parallel combination of actually I am already taken this na series and parallel combination of resistance. Now see voltage source. Now see the voltage source in any circuit. There are some fact point of voltage source, factual point. voltage source always connected in series in a circuit. Okay. And current source always connected in parallel in circuit, right? And the currents this when you see in your lab, there are voltage sources, or you see in any domestic or industrial or anywhere, uh, if a voltage is supplied, the net all circuit which is connected across is in series form, right? See the meter, energy meter which is installed in your home. See, two wire is coming out, right? And wire these two wire, when you see the all your home appliances connection are given, and these two wire is connected in any series and parallel combination. But here, whatever the current is going from the phase, and it's written back from the neutral, right? This is phase and this is neutral. So this circuitry is in series combination with that. So this is source for your home, and this is your circuitry. So this is series combination. Now see, uh, so, and when you see in your lab, the meter means voltmeter and ammeter, voltmeter and ammeter are connected in opposite to this voltage source, right? So voltmeter always always connected in in parallel across any any element, right? Similarly, when I see ammeter, which is a measurement of current, right? Ammeter is always connected in series series always connected in series with element for measurement of ammeter, means for measurement of current. So this is some basic fact which you are knowing. You must know this fact. And what do you mean by this? The internal impedance, internal. See, emitter has an internal resistance, almost zero internal resistance, right? For emitter, so it has, because this is connected in series, right? If has it has a more internal resistance, then losses will be more. So you can remember from this point. So it has for ideal circuit, right? For ideal emitter, it has zero internal resistance. Similarly, voltmeter has for ideal voltmeter has infinite internal resistance. Okay. Similarly, when you see in a voltage source, it has zero internal resistance, right? For ideal voltage source, zero internal resistance. But there are none of ideal things is present, right? Most of the cases it has some resistance, and which value is very less. But for ideal case, it taken as zero internal resistance. And similarly, current source has a infinite. Ideal current source, it has infinite internal resistance. So remember this point. Now uh, now see the voltage division rule, which is very much useful. See, any circuit is given to you. For example, see, I taken here with a resistance element. You can apply this same concept with a inductor or capacitor element, right? But in capacitance, there are one change which I show you here. See, this is one circuit is given to you, which is R1, R2, and some voltage applied across these two element. So which is equal to V. When you find out the voltage across that element, see, the current is same for the series combination. Whatever the current is flow from this circuit, which is a constant current for that both element, right? So I am taking here I current flow in that circuit. So, but in series, resistance current is constant, but voltage are divided, right? In series combination, uh, series combination voltage divide, right? Voltage divided. So here, voltage across that element, that is V1, and this is V2. So see, this is current flowing from this side, so I take it as positive terminal for that element, for, and this is positive terminal for R2. When you find out the current from that in that circuit, so how to find out the current is nothing but the I is equal to V by R equivalent, right? Now this is in series combination, so R equivalent is nothing but the R1 plus R2, right? So I is equal to V by R1 plus R2, right? Now see, what is this V1? How to find out this V1? V1 is nothing but the I into R1, because current are same. So this is V1. So, and V2 is I into R2, right? So now set up the relation between this V1, V2, and V in terms of R equivalent, or in terms of resistance. Okay. So see, current is same, so equate this all element in terms of current. So how to replace this? I is equal to V1 by R1, right? And this is I is equal to V2 by R2. Now now see, V1 VR1 is equal to VR1 plus R1 plus R2. When you put this value, when you equate these two things, you will get this. VR1 means V1, right? This V1. Simply for equating these two, you will get this. When you equate these two, you will get V2 is equal to V R2 R1 plus R2. Similarly, you can find out the for inductor, and when you use capacitor for same concept. In capacitor, series combination is different, right? For capacitor, uh, in series circuit, in series circuit. So what is C equivalent? What is C equivalent? 1 by C equivalent, right, is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. So for capacitor, the equivalent of capacitance is different. So in that case, the voltage across that particular element is different, right? So I simply written the conclusion here. If I use this with respect to with capacitor, that is C1 and C2, and voltage current is flowing from that circuit and voltage is applied in that. So what is a capacitor across this C1 is VC1 is equal to V C2 by C1 plus C2, and VC2 is equal to V C1 by C1 plus C2. So this is your, take it as a homework to derive this formula, right? The from the same concept. So this is voltage division rule. See, if the number of element are increasing, then the overall net process is same, but your whatever the, if I take a resistance, so R equivalent is different. If I take inductor, so L equivalent is different. If I take capacitor, so net capacitance of that circuit, equivalent capacitance of that circuit is different. So accordingly, your formula get changed, right? So this is for two element. Now, if I say uh, current division rule, so similar current division rule also applicable for parallel connected element network, right? Current is current current division rule. So in current division rule, here also I am taking one example for resistance. So this is a resistance element, two resistance element I had taken here, which is R1 and R2, and current start flowing from this side, which is total current I, and here is I1 is flowing in that circuit, and here I2 is flowing. See, current division rule, current divided in parallel circuit, current are divided, right? So in parallel current are divided. Okay. So see here, in parallel current are divided but voltage are same, right? So here voltages are same. So go through with voltage concept here. So let's take V voltage. V is apply here. So this voltage are equal, right? V is equal to V1 plus is equal to V2, right? This is a total voltage, and same voltage is observed for across that element. So replace this voltage. V is equal to V by I, that is total current, right? Now here V, what is V1 is V by R1, V by I1. Wait, see, this is voltage are same. right? So V is equal to I into R equivalent, right? R equivalent. And what do you mean by V1? V1 क्या है इसमें? V1 nothing but the this current into this. So I1 into R1, और यहाँ पे क्या होगा? I2 into R2, right? So if I take here I, so apply KCL here, Kirchhoff current law. So I, what is the relation of I? I is equal to I1 plus I2, right? Entering current is equal to outgoing current. So this is one equation in terms of I, and in terms of voltage, you have this, right? Now, now put this value in that equation. So what you will get, see, you will get I1 is equal to I R2 by R1 plus R2. How it will you get equating these two, right? Or by calculating these two, I is equal to I1 R1 by R equivalent, or you can say that I1 is equal to I into R equivalent divided by R1. So when you solve, calculate this R equivalent, I already explain you how to calculate parallel resistance. So R equivalent is nothing but the 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, right? So when you solve it, you will get R equivalent is nothing but the R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So from that you can easily find out. See, I replace this R equivalent. So R1 from denominator and numerator getting cancel out, and you will get I is equal to R2 divided by R1 plus R2, right? Right? Understand this for expression? आपको ये एक्सप्रेशन समझ में आया ना? Similarly, you can easily find out with the inductor, right? But when you see the capacitor has changed current division rule across capacitor. If I say IC1 for that circuit, if I say take it, if I take as a inductor circuit here, sorry, capacitor circuit here, so what is the value of current? See, this is a capacitor circuit, current I is flowing them, then this is C1 and this is C2, then what is IC1 and what is IC2? So IC1, the same concept when you apply here, but the series combination, parallel combination of C equivalent is nothing but the C1 plus C2, right? Here. So when you find out this, you will get I2 is equal to I into C2 by C1 plus C2. Similarly, when you find out C1, I equivalent is equal to C1 plus C2. So I hope this is clear to you. Series and parallel combination of this resistance and capacitance, and use this concept in your examples, right? In your questions. So if the number of capacitance are increases, then this uh, equivalent capacitance or inductance get also increases or changing. So that change, put that value in your put that value in your basic equation, so you will get this current value. Okay, now one star and delta conversion is also important. See this, you can use more theory from that book which I uploaded in your Google Classroom. Okay, so here I simply written the conclusion. this is delta to star conversion. In any circuit, in any circuit there are some combination of delta and star uh, is taken place, right? so ऐसे कई सर्किट है जो कि डेल्टा और स्टार कॉम्बिनेशन में प्रेजेंट होते हैं. सो हाउ टू कैलकुलेट दैट सर्किट? फॉर एग्जांपल, आपका कोई भी ऐसा एक सर्किट है और उसमें आपके ऐसे तीन सम एलिमेंट प्रेजेंट है. ओके. सो सॉरी, ये सर्किट मत लो. सिंपल आपको कोई भी एक सर्किट प्रेजेंट है एंड यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट net equivalent resistance across that, or how to solve that circuit in your question. So suppose this is circuit is given to you, right? So there are some other element also connected with that circuit. So how to proceed, how to solve this equivalent delta conversion to right? So ये डेल्टा कन्वर्जन है, इसको कहते हैं डेल्टा, डेल्टा टू स्टार. So this delta we have to convert in terms of star conversion, right? So see here, this terms is given to you in your question. Let's say this is RA, RC, and RB is given to you. So let this point is 1, 2, and 3. So this is 1, 2, 3. This is a three node is given, and each node has associate some element which is defined here: RA, RB, and RC. If I convert this element into star network, then see, this star network is connected just like that. Here, this equivalent resistance is connected. So what is that resistance? So see, let's see. This is R1, R2, and R3. So this resistance is nothing but the R1, R2, and R3, right? So how to calculate that? See here. R1, when you find out the R1, R1 is nothing but the product of that two element Ra into Rc divided by sum of all element Ra plus Rb plus Rc. So R1 from this branch, right? R1 from this branch, and this branch is one node is associated with that two branches. So R1 is nothing but the product of these two branches, that is Ra into Rc divided by sum of all these three branch. So similarly, R2 is product of Ra into Rb divided by sum of all branches. Ra plus Rb plus Rc. Similarly, R3 is equal to R3 is equal to uh, RB RC divided by RA plus RB प्लस RC. सी ऐसा क्यों करते हैं हम? क्योंकि ये देखो यहाँ पे सर्किट कोई सर्किट से कनेक्टेड है ये नेटवर्क. सो आप इसको डायरेक्टली कैलकुलेट नहीं कर सकते हो, बट आप जब इसमें स्टार नेटवर्क में कनेक्ट करते हो तो सेम सर्किट आपको कुछ इस तरह ऑब्जर्व होता है. सो इन दैट सर्किट में क्या हो जाता है, ये जो सर्किट है यहाँ पे कोई सर्किट एलिमेंट होंगे, तो ये सर्किट तो इससे सीरीज कॉम्बिनेशन में हो गया, राइट? ये इस सर्किट से सीरीज कॉम्बिनेशन में हो गया. एंड सिमिलरली यहाँ पे जो एलिमेंट होंगे वो इस सर्किट से कुछ सीरीज कॉम्बिनेशन हो गया इस एलिमेंट से. यहाँ पे भी जो एलिमेंट होंगे वो इससे सीरीज कॉम्बिनेशन में हो जाएगा. तो ये फिर उसके बाद क्या होगा, ये दो ब्रांच होंगे, ये पैरेलल कॉम्बिनेशन में जैसे एक्ट करेंगे तो आप इसको इक्यू मीन्स आसानी से इसको सॉल्व कर सकते हो. सो दैट्स वाई वी देर आर कन्वर्जन take place. So what is the net conclusion in that delta to star is जितने भी इसमें जो एलिमेंट होते हैं वो रिड्यूस हो जाते हैं. मीन्स यू कैन ऑल्सो से दैट डेल्टा एलिमेंट इज इक्वल टू थ्राइस ऑफ स्टार एलिमेंट if this condition is valid, if all element value of star or delta is same. So आई होप दिस इज क्लियर, दिस स्टेटमेंट इज क्लियर टू यू. अगर मैं यहाँ पे सभी को आर रेजिस्टेंस रखता हूँ, सपोज आई विल टेक हेयर आर रेजिस्टेंस, राइट, आर रेजिस्टेंस, and this is a delta network. When I convert it into star network, so see these element all are equal. Put this value in this equation, so you will get r by 3. What is star network? In star network, the equivalent resistance is r by 3. I hope this is clear to you. Similarly, when you find out the conversion, star to delta conversion, in star to delta conversion, this is star network is given to you, and you have to convert this network into delta, right? So see, in delta conversion, let's say this branch is RC, this is RA, and this is RB. So in delta network, this is the circuit is observed just like that: RC, RA, and RB. So what is the formula? This for RA is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R1 R2 by R3. RB is equal to R2 plus R3 plus R2 R3 by R1. Similarly, RC is equal to similarly RC is equal to R3 plus R1 plus R1 R3 divided by R2. Now, now see, these equations are this equation this equation same this equation is used in for same equation used for inductor circuit, right? Inductor circuit, similar equation similar equation use in inductor circuit. But when you see capacitor, right? Capacitor, for for capacitor capacitor, these are reverse, right? For capacitor, uh, for capacitor, in for delta to star, what is the formula? I will written here for one formula, right? Delta to star, s- written just like that: 1 by c1 is equal to 1 by ca into 1 by c2 divided by 1 by ca plus 1 by cb plus 1 by cc. When you calculate this, you will get you will get ca plus cb plus cacb by cc, right? See, जो जो कन्वर्जन हम स्टार टू डेल्टा में करते हैं ना रेजिस्टेंस के लिए, सेम कन्वर्जन हम डेल्टा टू सेम कन्वर्जन हम इसमें करते हैं फॉर कैपेसिटर्स के लिए, डेल्टा टू स्टार के लिए. जैसे कि यहाँ पे ये है R1 के लिए आर ए आर सी डिवाइड बाय आर ए प्लस आर बी प्लस आर सी. सो यहाँ पे ही जैसे मैं R2 के लिए निकालूँ, जैसे C2 के लिए देखूँ, तो C2 के लिए क्या होगा? ये सी ए प्लस सी बी प्लस सी ए, वेट, for capacitor C2 is equal to CA plus CB plus CA CB divided by CC, right?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, sorry to interrupt, sir, but it's time for our other class.
Okay, okay. Uh, okay, guys. I think I will start here for source transformation, but some basic concept or some basic terminology which is not completed till now. But yes, for tomorrow lecture, I will definitely start theorem, and we will take some more examples, and let's try that example which I given to you as a homework. Okay, so okay, you can leave. Actually, I am recording this lecture. If all are good, so I will upload it this lecture on your Google Classroom. Okay, thank you for joining us.